Good morning again. Wow. That breath. So, I hope everybody either slept well last night or is having a good evening. I got my cup of coffee. So, we're re-watching Dark Shadows again. Strange show from the late 1960s with 1,200 episodes. But me and Mina are absolutely loving it. We're so weird. But anyway, it's time for that daily meditation, that daily reflection, doing the daily inventory, going in, checking in. Taking a breath, relaxing our shoulders, listening to the cards like they're the sounds of the ocean. See what the universe has for us. Any tips or tricks or just some kind of a clue as to any bumps in the road that might be coming up that we might want to be aware of. And if we know about it in advance, if we take a look at ourselves, we've done that daily inventory, maybe we'll know what might trigger us today so that if something does come up, we don't react like we normally do. Maybe we can take a breath, relax our shoulders, just answer, talk, have a discussion. Maybe we'll be the ones that everybody's like, wow, weren't they calm? It's like, yeah, I hear that all the time. Wasn't he calm? Actually, I am a lot more calm when I do this. So, let's see what's going on today. We have a big giant table. We have a nice, there we go. Now it's zoomed in. Okay, good. And it's always fun just deciding which deck of cards to use. I lost count after 120. Okay, so I'm going to make my 3 stacks here. Each one of these a different thread going out to the universe. Each one is a different thought, a different conversation. And if you believe in the multiverse, each one of these is a different path. So we're kind of checking in with the universe to see which path we want to go down, because each one of these will leave us with a particular thought or idea for the day. And each 3 of these is totally different. So I'm going to go with the bottom stack here. What is underneath everything? Do my 3 in 1. Flip them over one at a time so we can read them like a book. And as I always say, so that by the time I get here, I think I know exactly what we're talking about, and then we turn this card over and it changes everything. Because reading the tarot is a lot like reading a book. So what do we have this morning? So, as I always say, there are no coincidences when reading the tarot. And I get the impression today that the cards, I have them reversed. So when we read reversals, and this particular deck, my Marseille Tarot, I generally don't read reversals. but we pay attention to what the universe has to say. Even when we walk out of the room, sometimes we see things, but we don't observe. The universe tries to tell us something, and we ignore it. So I'm going to read these as reversals, which means as if they're blocked. And here we have the Eight of Cups. And eights are about progress and moving forward. And cups are spirituality, their emotions, their feelings. And if this is kind of blocked, this is about a need to move forward, possibly from something that we may want to leave behind, that we may need to leave behind. And by that, it could be old habits. It could be things that, as I said before, that when we do our inventory, sometimes being angry is a sense of power. So we don't want to leave that behind. The way that we talk to people when we're at work and we're frustrated, it gives us power over them, and we don't want to leave that behind. But again, we're doing a daily inventory. So we want to be able to take a look at what this Eight of Cups may be reflecting. So I'm going to flip them over like this. And speaking of things like work, so the king is the person who takes charge. The kings are the ones who have to get things done. And again, I'm reading them as blocked because this would be reversed. And the King of Cups, well, that's somebody who will who'll think more with their anger or more with their emotions. It's about thinking more with our emotions. And yes, sometimes it's about the power that thinking with our emotions can give. So what do we have over here? And we have the moon. So with the moon, we have paths that we have to go down. And sometimes in the moon, under the twilight, we can't see things clearly. But that's part of a journey of going through the moon. The moon is about insight and gaining inspiration. As you're walking through between these two towers here, if it's twilight, you may see a wolf or you may see a dog. You can't tell the difference because it's twilight. If it's a dog, that's fine. But what if it's a wolf? Or what if that log over there is something that could jump out at us? So we get... So we have our anxieties with the moon when it's reversed and moving forward. So with court cards, they could be us. They could be somebody else that we have to talk to, that we deal with, like a boss, or it could be part of the situation. But so far what I'm seeing is that when do we get frustrated? When do we exert that, throw emotion into what we're doing and saying when we get frustrated and angry? It's when we have to walk through something that maybe we're not sure of, maybe we're not confident of, and so we react. So what I'm seeing here so far is that, are we putting ourselves into an emotionally charged situation and then trying to walk through? Because this is even like a map. Okay? Look at all these lines on here. Isn't that like a map? You can go up here, you can go through here, you can go through here. This is the map of the emotional things that can trigger us when this is treated as reversed. All these different things that are just waiting to jump out when we follow the map through the moon when the moon is reversed. And when the king is reversed, he's ready to throw that cup of water on the next person that walks up to him. So I'm going to turn over the advice card. I'd be damned. It's the Five of Wands. So fives are challenges. Fives are that odd number. 4 is when you have the stability. 4 is like the 4 legs on a chair or the four legs on a table. And then you throw in that 5th wand and it just throws things off. So with the Five of Wands, it's not about physical and, getting things out with physical. It's more about the person with the loudest voice wins. You know what I mean? The person with the loudest voice wins. So for today, we need to take that moment. We need to take that breath. What's going to trigger us today? Because this whole spread here today is what situation is going to make me uncomfortable that's going to trigger me. Why is it that I'm going to go through this emotional minefield that's going to trigger me? And that's part of the daily inventory, is saying today I'm going to choose to not get into the middle of this argument or this loud discussion. I'm going to instead take a breath and present myself in a calm way, not leading with my emotions. So yeah, today's about not leading with my emotions. Not leading with my emotions. Or if this is somebody at work, being prepared if they're choosing to lead with their emotions. And remember, we're dealing with reversed cards today. Which means the king is looking backwards at the things that trigger us. So today is about leading with our emotions. And with that, it is another day or evening. That works better. Another day or evening, wherever we are, to reflect on where we're at. And maybe try and make somebody else's world just a little bit better. So, tomorrow, 7:15 again. Thank you all very, very much, and I will see you then.